Welcome back to NTV at 1. The Insurance Regulator Authority recently met with school heads in the Mukono region to discuss how to extend services in the education sector. We're pleased to host the authority's spokesperson, Mariam Nalankuma, to enlighten us on how they're trying to extend the reach of insurance in the education sector. Welcome to NTV at 1, Mariam.
Thank you, Rita. Nice being here.
Good. Now, I would like to start the conversation by simply asking what options are out there when it comes to policies for the education sector.
Yes, there are a number of policies that are out there with the insurance companies that schools can take on. One of the things schools are having is they are agreeing about the unique risks that they are exposed to. Most of these schools have buildings, and these buildings are really exposed. These schools are also exposed to fire. And fire is one of those particular policies that schools are encouraged to take on. Of course, there are those schools that have already taken on these fire policies, but we have noticed that a number of schools are not taking on fire policies. Why? Because when you hear a fire happening in a school, you tend to hear parents complain the school is asking for more school fees, the school is asking for more property for the children to bring back at school. So we think that fire policy needs to be taken up with the schools, because that's a very huge risk. But we also think insurance companies have gone to schools to encourage the schools to take on medical insurance. That's another policy that schools are taking on, because you know, when you send a kid to school, you don't know when this kid will fall sick. So you leave the school to be exposed. So in the event that this kid falls sick, the school is liable to take care of this kid. So for the school to protect itself, it needs to have this kid taken to hospital. And the costs incurred are usually huge. So if you have about 50 kids falling sick every other time, the school needs to protect itself. And how can it protect itself? By taking medical insurance. And we've seen schools do this from the interaction we had with the schools that we met in Mukono, the head teachers. We realized that schools are tending to load this on the school fees for the kids, so that by the time a kid falls sick, the school can easily take the kid to hospital, get first aid treatment, get the treatment. If a parent is coming from up country, they can find the kid already treated. But if the school does not have medical insurance cover, it will call for the parent to come and pick the kid from school and take this kid back at home, or probably to hospital. And that time when the parent picks a kid to go for treatment, the parent probably does not have the money. So the interaction we're having with the head teachers is to encourage them, to enlighten them on the unique risks that they are exposed to, because we've realized a number of people are investing in schools, the number of sums of money that are put in buildings. When you look at so many schools that are upcoming, you really appreciate that, yes, we are moving ahead in terms of appreciating the value of education. But as we have these buildings coming up, as we have these kids getting better education, they also need, the school itself needs protection. And the only way of managing its risks is by taking up insurance. So
when you talk about the fact that there's so many risks, so they definitely need these insurance policies. Yeah. But when you look at the statistics currently within Uganda, only 0.8 of the population has taken up insurance policies. What is the issue? Is it the perception? Is it the players not reaching out to these schools?
The players have incidentally reached out to the schools, but one of the bigger challenge that the schools, as we're interacting, they were saying that whenever it is computed for them, they think it's quite high. But we tried to break it down for them. We gave an example for example, if you have a building that is worth 500 millions. This building, and with the minimum premium rate set by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, 0.15 to 0.25, a school is going to pay about 750,000 per year. And that's some good money that a school can manage to pay. If a building is worth 2 billion at the same rate, this school is only going to pay 3 million shillings. And this money that they pay is just protecting them, that in the event that the building has been gutted down by fire, the school is going to be compensated worth 2 billion. But the bigger challenge has been mainly on perception, and the issues related to claim settlement, issues related to delays in settling claims. But the Insurance Regulatory Authority has come in to issue out claims guidelines, and these guidelines are really being followed now by most of these insurance companies. And we are happy to inform the public that at least for most of the insurance companies that are licensed, they have also set out clear claims guidelines. You can have a claim that is settled within 5 working days, 12 hours, because those are totally different from what the IRA said. So we think that when we have these claim guidelines followed strictly and the insurance companies settle claims promptly, it will help these schools to probably take on more of these insurance covers.
So we see that you're trying to reach out to the education sector,
Yeah.
but what about other sectors? For maybe a person who owns a business and would like to insure that business, or even a trader somewhere.
Yeah, for the traders, yes, we've been carrying out different engagements at different levels. Same applies to our stakeholders. When you look at the Insurers Association, they're also having different engagements. But right now, we're looking at the education sector. We've already engaged the agricultural sector because that's where even government has come in to come up with a subsidy to help the agriculture sector. So we think that we shall be moving to other sectors. We're already into the oil and gas sector. So slowly by slowly, we know that when we reach out to different sectors, and the reason why we actually went to the education sector is when the school system is sensible about risk management, it will easily spread. When a kid knows that my school was insured, it will definitely trickle down to the parents also insuring their businesses, because they will keep sharing this information.
So I see that perception is being started off from the grassroots,
Yes.
and that is in education. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Mariam Nalankuma, for joining us on NTV at 1. She is the authority's spokesperson from the Insurance Regulatory Authority.